Welcome to today's recipe, which is a one pot wonder. You're going to find all of the ingredients listed in my one pot wonder Ninja Foodi cookbook, and I'm sure you're going to find it simple and easy to follow. All of these recipes are super easy to create. One Pot Wonders is about making amazing food in one pot that uses several of the functions and different methods to get the most out of your Ninja Foodi. And of course, with the least effort possible. What I love about all of these recipes is that they are inclusive. And this means that you won't need to be cooking your rice elsewhere or putting your hob on to cook your vegetables. These truly are full meals made in your Ninja Foodi. So I really hope you enjoy this recipe. Don't forget to hit the like button for me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel as well if you haven't already. Let's get into today's one pot wonder, and I hope you really enjoy this. You've probably seen me make a cottage pie in the Ninja before. This is a little bit of a twist. This is a barbecue chicken and bacon style cottage pie. I've got my potatoes in the bottom, so they are all peeled and chopped into kind of quarters, I would say. I've got some stock here that I've made up. I'm just using a vegetable stock, but you could go with chicken if you prefer. Tip that over. So we've got around 1 kilogram weight when they've been peeled, and then the stock is 700 ml. It doesn't really matter as long as you've got enough stock really there to cover the potatoes and tenderize them. So I close the lid. Make sure your pressure valve is pushed to the back on seal. We're going to flick across to pressure cook. And I'm going to do these on high with a quick release for 8 minutes. So I thought while we're waiting for our potatoes, we might as well go through what the other ingredients are. So I have got chicken mince here, got a pack of that. It's 5% fat. That's one that I could get in Tesco's, and that is 500 grams. We have got some smoked bacon. I'm going to weigh this out very shortly, and if I need a little bit more, then I'll let you know how much. We've got a tin of chopped tomatoes. I've got some barbecue sauce and also barbecue seasoning. I've got oregano, smoked paprika. Then you can use fresh garlic in this, or you can use garlic granules. I haven't got any garlic cloves. I've used them all up, so I'm going to go with granules. And then of course I've got some chopped up red onion there. So that's about 1 onion, I'd say, one reasonable sized red onion. So because this is a chicken and bacon cottage pie, I have gone with 500 of my chicken, and then I've gone with 250 grams of bacon. So I've got a little bit of a mixture here. It's all smoked bacon, but I want to just now chop this up into small pieces. And then you get a little bit of bacon and a little bit of the chicken. It's going to be super delicious, real comforting, but I kind of think that this is a bit lighter than a regular cottage pie. I think the chicken and bacon makes it a little bit more of a summery dish, in my opinion anyway. Let me know what you think, whether you're going to give it a try, whether you fancy this. I think it's going to be really nice. Just a nice alternative as well. So on the back bacon, there is a fair amount of fat on that, so I will probably trim some of that fat off. I don't want that much fat in it personally. There we go. So that is everything prepped. Let's wait for our potatoes. When your potatoes are done, you're going to need to drain your potatoes and then put whatever you like into them. So season them up. I just like simple salt and pepper, a little bit of butter. You can use some milk or cream if you need to. So up to you how you make them, but then that is your topping. Okay, potatoes are done. Let's release the lid. They are beautifully tender in there. So I'm now going to drain those and mash them. Just a word of warning, if you've got a metal masher, don't use it in your pot. I tend to transfer mine to a saucepan, which I know dirties something else, but I'd rather do that so I can really give them a good mash. Obviously, if you've got a silicone masher, you should be absolutely fine. So I'll come back when they're done and we're ready to move on to the filling. Okay, so I'm on sear and saute now. I haven't bothered cleaning my pot. It's just had potatoes in it. I'm really not worried. You can clean yours if you want to. Let's put the bacon in first. And I think what I'm going to do is before I add the chicken, I'm just going to let some of the fat come out of that bacon. I'm going to put in my red onion with the bacon. As I said, the chicken will now follow. I'm just going to start cooking this off first as our base. Okay, so bacon and onions have had a good 5 minutes. Then I throw in my chicken. Let's just get rid of that little bit on the bottom. There you go. And now we can add that into the mix. I've turned down my sear and saute because my pot, I think the non-stick is more or less gone. I mean, it will scrape off a little bit. Nothing's burnt in here whatsoever, just the pot, which is quite annoying. And I'm sure a lot of you have had the same problem over the years that you've had your Ninja Foodies. Look at that on that side. Wow. This pot is definitely seen better days now. But it still works. We can still cook in it. So I'm just browning off that chicken. Whilst that is happening, let's add our seasonings. Now I really want the barbecue flavour to come through. So I want around 2 tablespoons of my barbecue seasoning. Not that much. Okay. Then my herb that I'm using is oregano. So let's put in a tablespoon of that. A tablespoon of smoked paprika. And then a tablespoon of garlic granules. And now let's give that a good mix through. Now I'm just chopping up the chicken as I go. So obviously that's going to help it to cook down a little bit quicker. Oh, that smells really great now. I can tell you that is amazing. Now because of the catching on the bottom, the first thing I'm going to put in is my tin of tomatoes. And I'm actually going to do that now. Just make sure you get every little bit out of that tin. That's 1 tin, 400 grams. And the liquid in this should help me just to clean, it's working, clean the bottom of the pot. Just brought that temperature down and we can get off any bits on the bottom here. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're not going under pressure again. And as I said, this might not happen to you anyway. This might literally just be my pot that is a bit of a problem for me at the moment. I can always work around it. Put myself on the waiting list for a new one. Need to keep checking online really. It's just been a bit busy. A lot of other stuff going on at the moment here. Okay, good. Right, that has cleaned up the bottom of the pot nicely for me. Now, as we're doing this, obviously our chicken is still cooking. I've then got 100 millilitres of barbecue, just regular barbecue sauce. One that most of you might have in your cupboard already. Now that's an interesting one, isn't it? Do you keep things like your ketchup, barbecue sauce, do you keep them in your fridge or do you keep them in the cupboard? Now, as a kid, I always had mine at home in the cupboard. But as an adult, I actually put mine in the fridge. So I don't think there's particularly a right or wrong, but leave a comment and let me know where you keep yours, just for fun. Right, so let that blip away. I've turned down my sear and saute. I've been turning it down lower and lower and lower with this recipe. So we're now on level 2. So I've gone right down really low now because there's quite a lot of heat in here. I don't want it to catch on the bottom any further. But what I don't mind is this reducing down ever so slightly, those flavours all coming together and just making sure that our chicken is nicely cooked through as well. So it really is quite a simple recipe, this one. Then we're going to put our mash on the top and then we can set it to bake. When it's thickened up to your liking, turn off the sear and saute. Give it a nice stir. And then you have the option really. You can cook this directly in the pot now, which I think is what I'm going to do. I don't see why not really. I'm going to top it with the mashed potato, just kind of going down the sides, getting all the liquid into the bottom. Now I often like just to take this off the heat. It's just sitting next to it. Just allow that just to cool down just a little bit. Just makes a little bit more of a solid base before you put your mashed potato on top. And then for your mashed potato. Now you can make this in advance as well and reheat it. That's when I sometimes think it's better to like put this in a pot and then you could just reheat it on the rack in your Ninja. But if you're doing it and you know you're going to eat it straight away with your family, why not just top it with the mash directly in the pot like this? Either way obviously works really well. I tend just to do little dollops because obviously this isn't going to spread very easily on the top. So if I do small dollops, then I can just smooth over the top after. So by the looks of it, this amount of potato was just right. If you want thicker amount of potato, you could go up to sort of two kilograms really. And obviously the more potato you have, then the more people it's going to feed as well. Because realistically in this pot you could split this into 6 portions if you wanted to, but I think you'd need a bit more potato. Right, so then I just start smoothing it over very gently. Now I think you can see here that this is just a thin layer of mashed potato. So as I said, just increase your potatoes if you like yours with a bit thicker amount of mash on the top, but that will cover it, so it does work. And then it's up to you really if you add any additions. So you can literally bake it like this. You could add a little bit of cheese on the top. In my house, we do all love some cheese, so I'm going to just say a handful like that, and then just spread that over. This is a 4 cheese mix, by the way. There you go. That will do the job. Maybe a tiny little bit extra. Can never resist. There you go. I think that looks perfect. I'm going to be eating ours straight away, so I'm going to lift that straight back in. And now I'm going to get this on to bake. And my tip here really is if you let this completely cool down and then you want to eat it, it's going to take a lot longer to heat through. So just please bear that in mind, because I've done it before. I've even like reheated a cottage pie or a lasagna or something like that in the Ninja, and it, you know, takes ages. It takes like 30-40 minutes at least to kind of really heat all the way through. So I do quite like to do this kind of recipe where I can eat it straight away. It makes it really simple in terms of just layering up in your pot, and you're just using your one pot for everything. But yeah, definitely you can make it ahead of time if you want to. Right, let's bake it probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because it's all hot in there. So I'm going to go with 180 on bake. I'm probably going to go 15. I'll keep an eye on it, you know, if I think it needs more or less, but normally that should be about right. As I said I would, I've kept an eye on it. I'm going to turn that off now. 10 minutes was absolutely fine because everything is hot in there. Cheese is now bubbling, crispy on the top. So let's move the Ninja over the back then. Let's lift it out. Now, if you were heating this and you put the cheese on, or you don't want your potato to go too brown, then I would suggest that you actually put a little bit of kitchen foil over the top. Just stops it from browning too much. But if you're cooking it straight away like this, then it's not a problem. I think we need to dive in, don't we? We need to dive in and have a proper look at this. Okay. It's never easy to get the first bit out. And with something like this, it never looks that well presented, does it? But let's do what we can. Oh, yes, it smells gorgeous. What a yummy, yummy dinner that is. There you go. So chicken and bacon cottage pie with that barbecue flavour through it. I better give it a try, hadn't I? Let you know what it's like. So I've made sure I've got a little bit of everything on there. Let's give it a blow. Yum. That is heaven. I've dished up a second portion, and that one looks a little bit neater, doesn't it? So you can see more what it's like. So we've got that chicken, bacon, and that rich tomato barbecue sauce, topped with some cheesy mashed potato. I think the Ninja has done us proud once again. Please do let me know if you give it a try. Let me know what you think. And please do leave a comment. So thank you so much for watching today and clicking on my video. Please hit the like button and also subscribe if you're new to Susannah's Kitchen and want more Ninja Foodi recipes just like this one.